All right, welcome on into the Saloon. I'm your boy Wrangler. I haven't been with you guys for a while. How's it going, YouTube land? Today, we're going to talk about the legacy event, Unlocking Starkiller. I've been working the past, I don't know, little while, couple weeks, 6 maybe, on getting, after I got Mara Jade unlocked and got her up into relics, I started working on the other Starkiller requirements. Kind of made sense. I was finishing up the Jedi Master Kenobi farm at the time, so this was kind of on the back burner. Past couple weeks, I've really been hitting it hard, and I unlocked them, and I started losing in the events. I'm like, what is going on? So I looked around, just typed in Swiggo Starkiller event on YouTube, and I saw a couple guides. Nobody was talking people through it. It was just kind of gameplay. I went back and watched Arnold's stream, and he was just kind of sleeping through it for the most part. He got good RNG from what I saw. I didn't have such luck, so I wanted to make a quick video on how to get through this legacy event and some tips and tricks I found, as well as some thoughts on Starkiller himself, now that I just have him unlocked. And I ran into a couple problems. As is usual. Okay. So, first off, I thought I could just get Mara Jade, Dash, Kyle Katarn, and Darth Talon up to gear 12, 7 stars, and I could go, right? I think you needed 5 stars to unlock their bonus event, which is pretty much all this event is, when their marquee events came out, but that's not the case. So right here, what you see is you need Relic 5 on all those guys. And I had just finished Jedi Master Kenobi, getting him up to Relic 8. I took Wampa up to Relic 7 in preparation for slapping that Omicron on her. So I was like, oh man, I don't know if I have enough relic materials for all this stuff. So that was a little bit painful. So word of the wise, it's Relic 5. Okay, so after you get all of those guys up to Relic 5, first you jump into battle with our badass redhead, Mara Jade.
Yeah, baby! Yeah.
And we're actually going to go in and do the event. And I'll kind of show you my thoughts as we go through it. But what you can see is she's modded for speed and some potency. This is how I use her in Grand Arena and in other game modes. But mostly all of my mods are just Grand Arena. I leave them as they are, except for the Kiadi Mundi mission. You got to remod a little bit for that. But this is pretty much my everyday standard mods. So 311 speed, pretty good. 63% potency. Under an EP lead, she gets more than that, so I thought that was enough in the team I run her on under, and this is how I did the event, so let's go do it. Alright, so back in game here, we're going to run into battle, and important to note that this is your Mara Jade that you're running, so whatever your mods are, that's what you get to play with. So we send her in. Alright, part of the event special is you get to put a blind on Luke, so that means we can go right after Chewbacca, try to get the stun. We don't have as much potency because we're not running EP lead, so if you're having trouble with this phase, maybe speed and potency are probably more important than anything else. Alright, we are going to pivot over here. Let's hit Lando, since Chewie has blind. R2's going to come out, try to shock us. We got Tenacity down. This should damage everybody, clear off that foresight. It did. We almost got Lando out. There was the blind on Luke. Chewie comes back out. Offense up comes out. All right, we almost got Luke out of here. Let's see if we can take him. Yeah! All right! So Luke and Lando are gone. We're looking good. Our goal is to get Chewie out first, but, that's not really happening just yet. We get the stun. We get the stun on Chewbacca. Throw out all our nice juicy debuffs. And now it's pretty much handled, right? Kill Han. See ya. We get a little stun by R2, and we drop the lightsaber on him. 12k hit, victory. That's the Mara Jade event. Not super difficult at Relic 5. Kind of similar to not Kylo and not Rey GL unlocking. Those are still kind of difficult, but like Kenobi and Vader, C, those events are all designed to be like a, kind of a little reward for farming up all those tunes and working on those Galactic Legends. So the events aren't difficult. And I was like, okay, sweet. That's kind of how we're going with this one too. So if we come back here, so we got through Mara Jade, no big deal, right? See ya, Mara. Thanks for all you did. Next, we have everybody's favorite Twi'lek Sith, Darth Talon. And I still wish we had this character model in-game and not the battle armor. I mean, the battle armor is cool, but this is the Darth Talon we all know and love. At least I do.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Relic 5 again. Again, these are my GAC mods for her, so she's modded for speed and health, a little survivability, especially when she was lower stars. She would always get killed, even though she was under stealth, so I put a little health on her. What is that? 265 speed? I can't see that small. Hopefully your eyes are better than mine. It's right there. Oh, I'm out of the screen. Anyway, so not like crazy mods, right? Speed, health. Okay. She is up there in crit damage. But mostly she was there for speed. And her event is next. So let's go into that. Alright, back in game. Same thing with the Darth Talon battle. This is your Darth Talon, your mods, your relics. So if you take her higher than 5, good on you. I kept her where she was. Relic 5 was plenty enough. One of the coolest backgrounds, this little Soul Forge thing from the Marquee event. I like this background. And, you know, Traya is going to cause you problems. So is Scion. But you can get annihilated by Nihilus, right? So decide to go after him first. That comes out. We got to go hit this guy for a little bit. All right, his taunt goes away. And it comes back. Okay, nice little deflect there. And looking kind of dodgy, right? So we don't have any debuffs to hit. It doesn't matter. We'll just smack him in the head. But I found that a lot of times you want to go after Traya in these. Like, hopefully we'll get through Nihilus here before we get annihilated. But Traya really messes up things. Got the ability block. Let's do the big attack here. Is this AoE? Let's see. Deal additional damage to all enemies. Okay. I think we're going to get annihilated here next turn. If Trey doesn't take us out first. You can see, like, this is a little different than some of the GL stuff, right? Like, we're having a tough time getting through this, even at Relic 5. Okay, we got the ability block. Now we can do the frenzy thing. And we healed up. So now we're looking pretty good, but kind of scary. This is actually worse than the last time I ran through this. But there we go. All right.
Hell, that'll work right there, old son.
It was ugly, but it worked. And now we're on to the next phase. All right. So this is kind of funny. I was looking for a ping file, a transparent file for Dash Rendar. Couldn't find one. I found his action figure, though, that I had to rip the background off. So, you know, you got to give it to CG for pulling out a relatively obscure hero out of the Star Wars universe and making him a playable character in the game. That was pretty cool. You got to give it up to him for that.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Here's a Dash Rendar for you. So that's why we have the action figure there. That's all I could find. But again, Relic 5, I have him modded for speed, right? Speed and potency. So his potency is up at 91%. His leadership, because of his scoundrel and light side support tags, he gets another 20 speed. So he's up at 321. Not terrible. Not the best by any means, but for my roster and mods, pretty good. So I'm like, okay, let's run into the event for this one. So back in game here. Thank you, Darth Talon. Let's go into the Dash Rendar. And this is like old school 2D stuff. Again, same thing. These are your mods. It's a single Zeta. Relic 5 Dash Rendar. There we are. Modded for speed and potency, like I said. So these are your characters. I keep saying that, but it becomes important later. All right, so we jump into battle. Dash Rendar in the old school 2D thing. And in-game, in the event, it says manage your cooldowns. And so what I found is you really need to mod this guy for health and protection. The damage is going to be there, right? And the potency doesn't really matter too much, but I died a couple times on this one. So, but what I found was you want to have your AoE up and running for when there's 2 droids. So you do that, pow, knock him out of there. Jump the train, 2 more. So we're going to stun one of them. Doesn't really matter which one. Or just kill him. But look at the damage on that. That one droid, this IG-86, took out half of my protection, maybe more. All right, here's the 2 again. We are down on... We didn't have our cooldown ready, so now we're screwed, right? So we pop them with a basic again. Here's 2. Now we can knock these guys out. Pop! See you later. One guy comes up. We can get him. Pop! So when you're doing this event, if you're unlocking them, that is what the game means by watch your cooldowns. Because these IG-86 units, they hit hard. All right, AoE again. Pow! Now we got 2 of them again. So just basic there, take another hit. We got a lucky dodge, RNG in our favor.
Hell yeah!
And here comes the final event. This is better than first couple times I did this. Now we get the panoramic view of IG-88, the assassin droid. We should have a stun up. Hit him with the stun. He resisted. Hit him with the AoEs. This is the boss battle. There's nobody after this. Stun him. He resisted. Basic. Triple tap. And triple tap again. There you go.
I like those odds.
So the first time I ran through that, first 2 times actually, I was just clicking buttons, having a good time. And I lost both times because I wasn't hitting the AoE when the 2 droids were out. And I died before I even got to IG-88. So word to the wise, manage your cooldowns or mod for more health and protection if you just want to mess around. Even though my guy's up at 90% potency, that didn't seem to matter. I think I got 1 stun that whole run, but it worked. So once you're done with Dash, now we're on to Katarn. And this is really where I started having problems. I'll show you why. All right, Kyle's up. So here's my Kyle, Relic 5, single Zeta, modded for crit damage, crit chance, so he hits hard. 256 speed. So one of the things about Kyle's kit is he gains a speed advantage based on how many rebel fighters are around him. And he's by himself, so no speed gain here. So, you know, in my Mon Mothma team, you take 256, you divide by 0.7, it's a 30% increase in speed, and he's up at like 356 with his full team in place. But by himself, not that impressive. You know, 140,000 protection and health, you need a little more than that. So for this particular fight, again, you can mod for health and protection, or what I did once I failed a couple times is I modded him with one of my fastest speed sets. I think it was speed and tenacity, I don't really remember. But I got him up to like 320 speed, and that seemed to do the trick. Well, let's find out. Let's go do it. All right, send him in. There's Katarn. Again, your character, your mods. It matters. All right, we got the same soul killing thing going here. Love that background. And my first couple times, I'm like, maybe I just got bad RNG. And I kept going after Nihilus. You gotta go after Traya for this one. So you get your speed up and stuff. She resists. So we're gonna get isolated here, or ability blocked. Now we got tenacity down, so pain's gonna land. There's the isolate. Now we're stuck on Scion again. We'll do the big shot there, since we're not ability blocked. But look at these guys eating through the protection. Like, this is not the easiest. I mean, it's not hard. It's not like Darth Malak hard, Darth Revan hard. It's not to that level. But it's harder than I expected as I was working through this stuff last night. All right, Traya's almost gone. Can we get her down? This should get her. Yeah, all right. Now we can go after Nihilus. Scion gets held by hatred. That's not great. We're almost dead. Let's heal up a little bit. Oh! See what I mean? So my Kyle is a little too slow, not healthy enough with the mods that I run in GAC. So for me anyway, I had to remod them. A little faster did the trick. Actually quite a bit faster. Up in the 320s or 316, something like that. Or you could put a lot more health and protection on him, and maybe he survives long enough to kill Nihilus and then kill Scion. I don't know. Speed did it for me. All right, there's our defeat. It's just like GAC. At least when I play. Not the cleanest GAC player. All right, so let's assume that you have modded correctly, or you get good RNG, or you just have a better Kyle than I do, and you smoke through it. And now you're on to Starkiller. So, let's get back here. Starkiller is a different beast. So, here's my Starkiller right now. He's gear 5. He's got 2 Zetas waiting. I don't have any of the Omicrons on him. But if we look over to the right-hand side over here, you get a modless Starkiller. So obviously you haven't unlocked him yet. You can't mod him, so it kind of makes sense. All of his abilities are maxed out, so that's kind of cool. And in here in the text of the event, you have to get to 100 units of force energy to drop the Star Destroyer out of the sky, and that is how you win his particular match. And I'm telling you, the RNG on this one is absolutely no joke. Let me show you what I mean there. Let's get back to the game. All right. So again, modding doesn't matter here. This is CG's Starkiller. Relic 8. No, Gear 13. No relics. 1 Zeta. I'm not exactly sure what Zeta that is. And there's no leader ability. Just like there is in game. All right, send him in there. All right, so here's the other deal with this. I was going through this last night and I'm killing stormtroopers and they just keep respawning. And that's another key to this particular event is these guys keep respawning until you reach 100 stacks of your force energy. So if we look down here at the abilities, Imbued Lightsaber Strike is damage the enemy twice. That comes important as you knock health down. Inflict Shock, that really doesn't do much. And you deal physical damage to all other enemies, which can't be countered. That may be the Zeta. You never get to Unleashed, so that doesn't really matter. So that's our basic. Our first unique is Boundless Force Throw. So this one is you damage the target enemy, inflict daze invulnerable, gain 5 stacks of force energy. So this one's important. And while unleashed, which again we don't have, you dispel all debuffs. That would be really nice in this event. You don't get that. And then our last one, the Force Repulse, this is the AoE. So you dispel all buffs on the target enemy and deal physical damage to all enemies. So again, if you're getting a bunch of stormtroopers in the yellow, hit this special, you'll kill them all at the same time, which is great. And you get, dispel all buffs on all enemies. I think that's active in this. I'm not sure. We're about to find out. So we're going to do the first one. Pretty much it's do your specials when they come up, try to knock everybody down, and then basics when you have to. So we've got to target one of the stormtroopers. We're going to do this thing. Yeah, and it is not active. The Omicron's not active. We only dispelled that far stormtrooper. So even though they don't have a lot of health, over time they whittle you down and you can die. So we have 6 stacks of force energy. What does this one do again? Daze and vulnerable. And we get 5 stacks. So let's go after this guy. He's going to taunt anyway. Pow! Got him down there. Okay, basic killed that one. Let's knock... Well, we got to hit this guy. We'll kill this one. We got 2 of them that time, so we're up at 19 in our force energy. Let's go back here, kill this guy. Nice, 24. So every time you kill a stormtrooper, you're getting 5 energy. Okay, we've got 2 stormtroopers. The healing guy and... Who is this, by the way? Stormtrooper commander and the TIE fighter pilot. Notice we have expose on us. So if the stormtroopers don't crit, they hit and expose on you. They land expose. Part of the stormtrooper kit. In game too. So your Gary, if you're an Arnold watcher, or your stormtrooper You don't want to mod him for crits because you want to hit those exposes when you're using that character on offense. In this event, exposes suck because if they don't crit a lot, you're going to get exposed a lot and you're going to die fast. But anyway, this Stormtrooper doesn't have any protection. There's 2 yellow guys around him. Let's see if this can kill them all. Oh, we got 2 of them. We were close. All right, special. Throw the barrel. Didn't quite get him. There's the counterattack. This guy's close to dead. Let's kill him. Now we're up at 39, but we're out of protection. And we got another expose on us. This guy's closer, this far Stormtrooper. So we're going to kill him. We got 2 that time. There's 3. We're starting to stack up our damage a little bit. Specials available. Pop! Didn't kill anybody. That's too bad. There's 1. 52 stacks. This guy's almost dead. Let's throw it at him. Okay, there's a counterattack kill. I was trying to get over to that other Stormtrooper. Didn't quite get there. Got him there. Also, remember that TIE Fighter Pilot can ability block you. And that happens every now and again. See, we just got hit by expose and then got exposed again, which is, I forget, 10% max health damage or 25%? Something stupid like that. We're at 74. Are we going to make it? Special over here. He's got less health and protection. 80. So I went through that battle like 5 or 6 times, and it's just RNG. It depends on how many Stormtroopers you kill, how many times you get exposed and then hit by not a Stormtrooper after that. So the Stormtroopers, they don't do as much damage. TIE Fighter Pilot and Stormtrooper Commander hit harder, and that can happen. And there's nothing to do. Like, you can't mod them, you can't gear them up, you can't make them faster, you can't increase his relic level to get through this easier. It's just RNG. So it took me like 6 battles last night. And finally I got it, and it wasn't even close. I was like 3/4 health. I got the 100 stacks of Force Energy. I dropped the Star Destroyer on top of the Stormtroopers, and it was glorious. It was great.
Hell yeah!
But that's the event. That's kind of how that thing works. So if you're out there and you're unlocking Starkiller, don't get frustrated at this part. It's not worth it. It has nothing to do with you or your gameplay. You can see I was even trying to target the guys with, less health and protection, and it just didn't work, right? Too many exposes. So that is the last event there. All right, so you make it through, whether it takes you 1 battle like it did on Arnold's stream, or it takes you 6 like it did with me, or who knows, 15, until you finally roll the right RNG to unlock Starkiller. Then, now we can start working, right? So you unlock them, you take them up to level 85, you start working on gear. This little graphic comes from wikiswigo.help. Great site. It's over there on the right-hand side right there. So copy that into your browser if you want to. It has information on all characters. It summarizes their abilities really nice. It shows you what gear they need. Great resource. And here are some of his stats at gear 12. So special offense, he's doing 1270. Physical damage, he's doing 2548. So almost double. Crit chance is almost triple for physical offense. And, you can kind of go through the line. And then see all of the gear for gear 12 that you're going to need to take him up into relics, which if you watch people play with Starkiller, you never see him used until he's relicked. There's a reason for that. I haven't gotten there myself, so I'll figure it out. But pretty sure the damage and survivability isn't quite there until you're up into high relics. Anyway, that's Starkiller. You got him unlocked. Now we've got more prep work to do. The first thing is he requires 3 Omicrons if you want to max out this character. And they're all GAC Omicrons, so it's not going to work in territory battles or territory wars or squad arena or anywhere else where you can use an UFU. That's an unaligned force user. Whereas, before it was unusable character. But now with Starkiller, the UFUs are usable, so that's good. But anyway, so you need 3 Omicrons for Grand Arena, and you need 2 Zetas if you want to max this guy out. I'm close on Zetas. Look at that, 34 out of 20. But this Omicron right here, it's going to Wampa. It's not going on Starkiller. Not until he's higher geared and relicked and everything else. But the Zetas, I don't have anybody else in line for Zetas right now, so he'll get both of those once I have them. Anyway, so prepare yourself. Don't be like me and get all excited and unlock him, and then he's less usable than what he could be. All right, first ability, his basic, right? We saw this in the event, the Imbued Lightsaber Strike. If we read through the Wiki Swigo description, it says deal physical damage to enemy twice. If it's Starkiller's turn, inflict shock for 1 turn. And then the Zeta is deal physical damage to all other enemies, which can't be countered. Pretty good Zeta, right? So it turns a basic into an AoE. Not bad. When you get unleashed, so that's after you pull the Star Destroyer out of the sky, then you start reducing your special ability cooldowns every time you use a basic. So pretty good basic. Second one, the Boundless Force Throw. This is where you pick up the crate or the barrel, crate and barrel, and you throw it at somebody using the Force. This is an Omicron, GAC only, so we'll kind of read through what it does without the Omicron, and then we'll get through the bottom part. So you're going to deal physical damage to the target enemy, inflict dazed and vulnerable for 2 turns. That's good. Can't be resisted. No potency, tenacity check there. It just hits. And look at that. You gain 25 stacks of Force energy. So hit 4 of those, and you're ready to pull a Star Destroyer out of the sky. Can't be evaded either, so no foresight, no shenanigans, no shock T dodging. You're going to get hit with it. After you pull the Star Destroyer down and you're unleashed mode, you also inflict buff immunity and healing immunity for 2 turns, which also can't be resisted. So no need to mod this guy for potency. It doesn't matter. And then if you get the Omicron, while you're unleashed, so after you pull down the Star Destroyer, if you choose to use that ability, but once you get your 100 units of Force energy, you dispel all debuffs on all allies, excuse me. And the buff immunity and healing immunity can't be copied, dispelled, or resisted. So that unleashed stat, which can't be resisted, now it can't be dispelled either. So that's kind of nice. I don't know if that's going to be my first Omicron on this guy, once I finally get those saved up again. But anyway, that's the ability. If we go to the next one, Force Repulse, this is the one where he's in the bubble, and he explodes Force energy all over everybody. Also an Omicron. Without the Omicron, however, you dispel all buffs on the target enemy and deal physical damage to all enemies. Can't be evaded. No foresight is going to help here. And it deals 5% more damage for each buff dispelled. So maybe a little argument for, crit damage or offense for this part, especially if you're going up a buff-heavy team. Any of the Jedi teams, you name it. Any of the Rebels, they have a lot of buffs. And then when you're unleashed, you're going to deal 25% more damage. Still not the Omicron. That's just what it is when you're unleashed. So it behooves you to get unleashed quick. So a lot more damage there. And then while you're in Grand Arena, this becomes an AoE dispel for all enemies. So all the buffs they had, you knock them all off. Just like 3PO and Chewbacca when he does his little turnaround and 3PO talks at you and all your buffs go away on the other team. That's kind of what this does. But only in Grand Arena, because it's an Omicron thing. And then here we go. Here is everybody's favorite. Well, it's my favorite. By the way, this is a Samuel Kim style song. We're going to turn it up a little bit, because it's absolutely fantastic. And then this, I've got a little black corner there. Nobody told me. There we go. Take that out of there. That's better. More professional. No black thing right there. All right, Sam Kim is revving us up, and we are looking at this over here. So we're pulling the Star Destroyer out of the sky. Once Force energy becomes available, you have a 30% counter chance, crit chance, defense penetration, offense, and you're immune to fear. That's pretty good. When you gain 4 stacks of Force energy, max of 100, each time you deal damage to an enemy. And 5 stacks on a critical hit. So now his modding is starting to come a little bit clearer, right? We need crit chance. So maybe that offense versus crit damage that we put on for the last ability, maybe it's crit damage here. So crit chance, crit damage, get that crit rate up so you get 5 stacks every time you crit, and you get to your Force energy faster. At 100 stacks, you lose all of your stacks of Force energy and you become unleashed. Yeah!
Hell yeah!
That's good stuff. When you gain Unleashed, you gain 70%. So now add that to your 30. It's 100% counter chance, crit chance, defense, defense penetration, and offense. Dispel all of your debuffs. Take a bonus turn. Cooldowns are reset. We can do whatever we want. And if there's no GL allies, so don't put Slacker in here, or C, or Lord Vader, or anybody else like that. Because you want size means nothing. Size means nothing. Famous Hermit Yoda saying, lifting the X-Wing out of the swamp in episode 6? 5? Episode 5. You get to pull a Star Destroyer out of the sky. Pretty awesome. But then you can't gain Force Energy. So once you're there, you're there. And then once per battle, no Omicron. But it is a Zeta. So a Zeta gives you an extra 20% counter chance. Gets you up to that 100 as opposed to 80 if you didn't have the Zeta. That one's going on for sure. Is you're going to deal damage equal to 80% of Starkiller's max health to all enemies, stun them for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. All allies recover 100% health and protection, so it kind of resets everybody. And if it defeats somebody, if the Star Destroyer drops on their head and they die, take a bonus turn. Oh, and you can't evade it, so no foresight shenanigans, no dodging. Gotta love things where you can't dodge. Everybody gets hit by the Star Destroyer. So now we've got 3 pieces that we need to consider in the mods, because now you're doing percent max health damage. So he needs to have a lot of health. He needs to have a lot of crit chance. And then wherever you can squeeze it, maybe a little bit of crit damage in there too. See where I'm going with that? Okay, cool. So that is his kit. So once you've got them all unlocked and leveled up, geared up enough to unlock everything, got the Zetas on, got the Omicrons, that's what you get. All kinds of good stuff in there. However, if you're like me, you run out of all of your low-level gear for the scavenger, and you get stuck at like gear 3, 4, or 5. So even with my guild helping me out with gear requests and stuff, I got them unlocked last night, so it's been less than 24 hours, so it's not that big of a deal. But I burned through all of my ally points trying to get that green gear, so my trigger finger over here, my clicker finger, is kind of sore today from clicking the little finish buy for 250 button to get more gear. I know I could get hot utils, click one button, and empty it all out at once, but I haven't gone that far yet. Anyway, so that helped a lot, but I'm still stuck at gear 5 because I don't have green and blue gear, because I used it all on relics to get everybody else up to relic 5 to unlock this guy in the first place. So, playing it out. Probably best not to be in a rush unlocking this character, because it's going to take a while to get him geared. Alright. And then the very last piece here is, not only do you have to have your relic materials handled, all of your gear, your Zetas, your Omicrons, but Starkiller makes the UFUs usable. And here are your UFUs. So you've got dark side and light side. We don't have any neutral UFUs yet, which is kind of interesting. Maybe we'll get some in the future. But if you look at these guys, let's click over here. So Slacker, obviously he's used in a different team. JTR is her own team or used under Rey. Kylo Ren, you could probably split him off. That's pretty popular from other videos I've seen. But I use him in First Order. I use him as part of my Hux team. CLS has his own team. Kat has her own team. Kylo Ren, you can certainly use him. I use him to solo Old Republic teams a lot in Grand Arena. Those are becoming a lot less frequent on defense. But he's useful for there. But he's a dark side unaligned force user, an UFU. Mara Jade, she goes with Empire, almost always. Asajj is going with the Sisters. Fulcrum, I use her with my Omicron to Akbar.
Hell yeah!
You know I got that. Scavray, we could probably use her. I've seen that in other comps too. Visas Mar is a super popular one, by far. Mine's only gear 9, so she's not ready to go. And then all of the new Inquisitorius, Maul, and then Galactic Legend Rey. Again, you don't want to use Rey because then you don't get to drop the Star Destroyer out of the sky, right? You need no GLs in this team comp for that to work. And that gives him a ton of stats, heals up your team, so kind of important not to use a GL. But out of all these guys, like, most of them I already have on other teams. They're already modded for other uses. And you're going to need another Jedi and another Sith. So, in addition to Starkiller, you're going to need a leader. who's a Sith or a Jedi or an Ufu, dark side or light side. And you need one of each of those for this last ability to hit, which is also an Omicron. So without the Omicron, there is much conflict in you. At the start of battle, if there are no Galactic Legend allies, and Starkiller has exactly one Jedi, one light side Ufu, one Sith, and one dark side Ufu, all allies gain the following bonuses. 100% crit damage and max health. That is going to help with dropping the Star Destroyer out of the sky, for sure. 100% max protection the first time Starkiller is defeated. Remember, Visa Smar, our blind Force user over here, can revive on her first or second ability. Second ability, I think. Her first unique. In addition to healing. So you can bring him back, which is kind of cool. And everybody gets 35 speed, and they're immune to daze and stun. So that ability does a lot, even without the Omicron. But then while you're in Grand Arena, you get all this other stuff. Jedi tank allies are going to taunt. You have another 35 speed, so now you add 70 speed, just like the Slacker lead. Pretty crazy. Debuffed enemies deal 50% less damage, so you're going to want debuffs flying out there too. So consider that when you're building up your team. And then whenever a Sith ally uses a basic ability, Starkiller assists. Whenever a dark side Ufu user uses a special, not a basic, but a special, all allies gain crit hit immunity for a turn. That's great. And then when Starkiller uses a special ability, light side healer allies have their cooldowns reduced by 4. So pretty much it resets their cooldowns. And your tank gets damage immunity and taunt for another turn. So a lot of things happen with this Omicron. This will be my next Omicron. Once I get Wampa all sorted out and she's happy. I think he is usable in Grand Arena with just this Omicron. Obviously the other two do a lot of work, but this is the one. The one. All right. And that is the legacy event for Starkiller. I hope that was helpful. Again, I was frustrated not knowing that it was RNG and what do I mod and what I don't mod, and you know, all the different considerations for his kit, for his mods, for his team comp. So I wanted to put it all together just for you guys and put it out into YouTube land for your perusal. If you liked it, hit that like button. Smash it, in fact. But if you smash it, make sure you smash it an odd number of times so that it stays liked at the end. That would help me out a lot. I appreciate it. And then send it to your friends. If you have people unlocking Starkiller in your guild and they're in-game chat, they're like, man, this event's pissing me off. I can't get past Mara Jade, or I can't get past Dash, or whatever, or I keep getting killed in the Starkiller final. Send them over here. It'll take away a lot of stress. Make it for an easy play, knowing that it's nothing you're doing. It's just RNG. Unless your mods suck, and then you need to fix your mods. All right, that's it for me. I will see you guys next time. Be good, but not too good. You know how we do.